We cannot solve problems with the same thinking that we use to create them. Albert Einstein. Many weren't at the same level with Albert at the time. His thoughts superseded most. But what if there was a platform that could enable him to collaborate, correct, and connect with many great thinkers like himself? Imagine that. What a future that would be. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today I'll be introducing you to our fabulous invention, PrepPal. There's a major shortage in Southeast Asia right now. Only 3 to 6% of the total GDP is spent on educational services. Teachers have no choice but to cut corners just to survive under woeful salaries. Many families in Southeast Asia are looking for alternatives, better quality education, and that can be found online. And it's because of this rise of e-commerce that many investors are now looking to invest in Southeast Asia because of the rise of demand in educational services. Furthermore, because of the coronavirus pandemic, we see the rise of e-learning. E-learning right now being a prominent sector to invest in Southeast Asia. Roughly around $220 billion was spent in Southeast Asia in the education industry. PrepPal is an educational platform designed for peer-to-peer learning via our ergonomic app designed for students who are seeking knowledge and the answering of questions. In Southeast Asia, we recognize that there is a misallocation of education, and we want to fix that with our peer-to-peer learning app. Our goal is to be the world's first choice in bridging the gap between students and students all over Southeast Asia. I'll now hand the time over to my colleague Minjong, who will now demonstrate our product. Take it away, Minjong.
Thank you, Liu. I'll be presenting our application. When you open the application, the user will be able to see a sign-up screen. After the user sign up through one of 3 ways, email, Facebook, or Gmail, he or she will be directed to our home screen. During the sign-up process, the user will be asked to specify their age and the course they are partaking in. This will help students to receive a more specific education. As shown on the home screen, user will be able to message other friends who they have met during the process of using our service. Users will not be charged when they have become friends on our application. As shown on the bottom of our home screen, there are 3 main tabs: the Student tab, Teacher tab, and the Resource tab. The Student tab is where the user identifies itself as a learner. They are in search of help from teachers, graduates, and other students. When a teacher accepts the student's request, the student will be redirected to this page. They will now be able to learn from the teacher. On this page, the user can see the duration of the class. This is very important as the price is paid according to the duration of the class. This is only applied to students who are connected to verified teachers, also known as the premium version. In order for a teacher to verify itself, the teacher should submit a documentation such as government-issued ID and a background check. This will not only allow us to ensure the teacher is an actual teacher, but also allow us to ensure the safety of users. When a student clicks on a button located on the top left corner, they will be able to choose whether they want to be matched with a verified teacher or a student, the region where the teacher lives, and the subject in which the student wants to be educated. Next is the Teachers tab. The Teachers tab does not have much difference compared to the Students tab. However, the main difference is that the Teachers tab does not have a Preference tab. This is because when a teacher signs up, they will choose the subject which they would like to teach and also the age range of the students. The teacher will be able to change their preferred subject in the settings. The Resource tab allows both students and the teachers to buy and sell resources such as notes, past papers, and textbooks.
Many have glanced over one of the most effective forms of learning, and that's peer-to-peer learning. We rarely see peer-to-peer learning in the educational market today, especially in Southeast Asia. Over here is a table comparing PrepPal and Khan Academy. On the first row, we see that both provide educational resources which enable students to practice on what they already know. In the second row over here, we see that PrepPal actually enables students to ask follow-up questions. Over here, we can see that Khan Academy does not do so, because PrepPal, as mentioned by Minjong, is an app that will enable students to meet up with each other online, which means that I can ask follow-up questions via a messaging app just seen. Interactive teaching is a major asset that PrepPal holds. With interactive teaching between peer-to-peer, we can now learn from each other and build upon knowledge that we did not have pre-existingly. In the case of Khan Academy, they provide education via videos on YouTube. But videos on YouTube aren't as compelling as real-life conversations online. One of the other major differentiating factors between PrepPal and Khan Academy is that PrepPal enables students to specifically filter for their course that they are taking. Khan Academy essentially just looks at a broad perspective of the subject, however, will not help focus on the certain course that you're doing. Because for example, the IB might want something different from what the IGCSE is asking for. Things like that are important factors for students when it comes to education. As mentioned before, when you sign up with PrepPal, you are asked to choose your specific course that you take. This will enable specific teaching for the specific student. And we care about each and every student that we tend to at PrepPal. One of the major differentiating factors between Khan Academy and PrepPal is that PrepPal has a global network of teachers. With our global network of educators and graduates, peer-to-peer learning has not been easier. Peer-to-peer learning enables students and other graduates to help each other, or students who are still in the same course as the other student. This is what Khan Academy lacks. Khan Academy lacks the amount of teachers that we have, because we have a global scale of teachers, a global network of teachers. You may be thinking this sounds way too good to be true, but it's not. PrepPal is free. PrepPal is free to download, however, it does have a premium version. Injong, my colleague, will tell you more about that premium version right now.
PrepPal is operated via a coin-based system. Students will be using coins for all transactions within the application. The application will offer a standard and a premium version. Both versions allows the smooth exchange of information between two parties, may be from student to a student or an educator to a student. The standard version will enable any student to access our educational resources and make contact with educators and other students in the hub. However, the standard version limits the use of verified educators. Premium users benefit from expertise and experiences. The premium version will allow students to contact specialized educators using coins, which student can purchase in the application. There is a base price which a student has to pay when matched with a verified teacher. When the tutoring exceeds 20 minutes, a certain amount of coin will be deducted from the student's account for every 10 minutes extension. Through our service, teachers will be able to generate a certain amount of profit depending on the duration of the class. The teacher receives 70% of what the student pays, as 30% of the transaction between teachers and student will be our profit. Our primary target market is the strong middle-class families in the ASEAN region. Users of our service would be from countries such as, but not limited to, Vietnam, Thailand, Singapore, Philippines, Myanmar, Malaysia, Laos, Indonesia, Cambodia, and Brunei. After in-depth research and calculations, we have estimated a total labor cost of $411,000 per year and $140,000 per year for sustaining the application. Alone, we can do so little, but together, we can do so much. Helen Keller. The common theme that is so relevant today has always been the collective work we can do together and how it will improve our society as a whole. PrepPal envisions a world of better educated individuals connecting, correcting, and collaborating for a better future for our children and their children.